Picture this. You're running a successful business with 10 employees. Everything seems fine. Your people show up, they do their work, and they go home. Then one day, you get a letter from a lawyer. One of your employees is suing you for unpaid overtime. You think, this can't be that bad, right? How much could one person be owed? Well, buckle up, because that small lawsuit just became a $250,000 problem. And here's the kicker. It was completely preventable for less than the cost of a decent used car. Today, I'm going to show you the real math behind employment lawsuits. And trust me, once you see these numbers, you'll understand why smart business owners spend a little money up front to avoid massive problems later. Let me start with a story that happens every single day in America. Meet Jacob. He works for a small landscaping company making $70,000 a year. His boss thinks that because he gets a salary, he doesn't need to be paid overtime. Jacob works 45 hours a week, just 5 extra hours beyond the normal 40. Boss thinks, what's the big deal? It's only 5 hours. Here's where the math gets scary. Those 5 hours of overtime per week add up to an extra $4,376 per year in unpaid wages. But wait, it gets worse. When Jacob sues, the law says the company has to pay double that amount as punishment. So now, we're at $8,752, and in some states, it's triple. But we're not done yet. The company also has to pay for Jacob's lawyer and their own lawyer. That's another $40,000 in legal fees, plus court costs, depositions, and other expenses. Tack on another $10,000. Total bill, $58,752 for just one employee working just 5 extra hours per week. And here's the really scary part. If you have this problem with one employee, you probably have it with all of them. So multiply that by 10 employees, and you're looking at over $500,000. That's enough to bankrupt most small businesses. You might be thinking, this seems extreme. It can't happen that often. Wrong. Employment lawsuits are one of the top reasons small businesses end up in court. And unlike other types of lawsuits, these don't require a bad boss or someone trying to cheat their employees. These lawsuits happen because of simple mistakes. Not knowing which employees can work overtime without extra pay, not tracking hours properly, having policies that sound good but break the law, misunderstanding when someone is a contractor versus an employee, and then some. The employees and their lawyers have nothing to lose. Most lawyers take these cases for free upfront and only get paid if they win. So there's no reason for employees not to sue if they think they have a case. Meanwhile, you, the business owner, have to pay your lawyer no matter what happens. Let me break down the real costs of common employment mistakes. Let's start with wage and hour violations. The average settlement for one employee, about $25,000. Your legal fees, between $15,000 and $30,000. The employee's legal fees that you pay, another $15,000 to $30,000. The total for just one employee, $55,000 to $85,000. Now, discrimination claims, the average settlement is about $40,000. Legal and mediation costs, anywhere between $10,000 and $30,000. Your total, $50,000 to $70,000. And pregnancy discrimination, missing just one accommodation request can cost thousands. Federal laws require specific break times in private spaces for nursing mothers and more. Failing to provide these can lead to lawsuits and fines. And worker misclassification, calling someone a contractor when they're really an employee gets you IRS penalties of up to $809 per employee. Criminal fines, up to $500,000 and 5 years in prison. State penalties, up to 50% of the unpaid taxes. For missing I-9 forms, these are the forms that verify that employees can legally work in the US. Fines for getting these wrong can be up to $28,000 per violation, and ICE audits are increasing every single year. Now here's the good news. Most of these problems can be prevented with a simple audit by an employment lawyer. For a 10-employee business, a comprehensive wage and hour audit costs about $7,500. That's it. Here's what that audit includes. Reviewing how you classify your employees, such as salary versus hourly, contractor versus employee, checking your timekeeping systems, making sure your policies actually follow the law, training your managers on what to watch out for, setting up proper documentation systems. Think about it this way. You're paying $7,500 to avoid a potential $250,000 lawsuit. That's like buying insurance that pays out 33 times what you put into it. But it gets even better. Once you fix these problems, you're protected going forward. You're not just fixing current issues, you're preventing future ones as your business grows. Some of you might be thinking, I have an HR person. Isn't that enough? HR people are amazing and save companies thousands of dollars every year. But here's the thing. HR folks know the basics of employment law, but they're not lawyers. Employment laws change constantly. Courts make new decisions every day that affect what you can and can't do. HR people aren't trained to read court cases or keep up with every legal change. Here's some things HR can start on, but shouldn't make the final decisions about. Whether someone should be classified as a contractor or an employee. How to handle disability accommodations. Investigating harassment complaints. Writing employment contracts, using vetted forms, creating commissions plans, and some more. The best approach is to have HR handle the day-to-day stuff and have a lawyer review the big decisions and policies. So what should you do right now? First, don't panic. Most of these problems are fixable, and it's never too late to start doing things right. Second, do a quick self-check. Are you tracking all employee hours accurately? Do you have written policies for overtime, breaks, leaves, and other time off? Are your job titles accurate? Just calling someone a manager doesn't mean that they don't get overtime. Do you have I-9 forms for every employee? If you have pregnant employees or nursing mothers, do you provide the required accommodations? If you answered no, or I'm not sure to any of these, it's time for that $7,500 audit. Remember, this isn't about being perfect, it's about being prepared. Every day you wait is another day you're exposed to these massive financial risks. The math is simple. Spend $7,500 now or risk $250,000 later. Most business owners who've been through an employment lawsuit will tell you the same thing. I wish I had known about this sooner. Don't be one of them. Take action today because your business and your financial future depend on it. If you need help, just click the link below. Thanks for watching.